Hello Dire Strategists, and welcome back to our channel's first playthrough of Anno 117. And where we left off last time, we had just finished setting up our feeder island for the capital. Taking a look over it right now, we've got everything we need for Tier 2 population. As you can see, our plebeians on this island are feeling really good about themselves. They have full needs fulfilled. They are actually doing better than the plebeians on our
Before we
home island
judge,
because we have
walk a
not
mile,
started
someone
sending
else's
some
sandals.
of those goods back over to the homeland. And before we do that, I think it's a good idea to maybe build up the population on this island a little bit more. We are making a significant amount of plebeian level goods
You
here,
must be so
and
busy,
we don't have
Garda,
to
running
send,
your
we don't need
cities
them
and
all
managing your treasures.
back in the
Take
capital.
a
So
moment.
I think it's a good
Treat yourself.
idea just to improve our tax base here and also improve our
We've got a
capacity
little
for
event
things
planned on the
like if we
Isle.
wanted to
A
raise
bit
an
of
army
friendly
here,
competition.
if we wanted to
Only the
start
most
creating
illustrious guests, I
ships
assure
here.
you.
We'll have plenty of extra
Wouldn't you like to
workforce with
count
which to do
yourself
that, and
among their
all along
number?
we'll make more money. Valeria, I see you, and we will get to your quest first. Ben Balian is, of course, wary of Valeria for reasons that I don't really understand. She's pretty cool. Anyhow, so yeah, we are making a significant amount of extra resources here, as evidenced by looking at our tier 2 resources. We have plenty of bread, we have plenty of garum, we have plenty of sandals, amphora, we have tons of olive oil and amphora, of course, because we plan on shipping some away, but that doesn't mean that we can't make better use of some of these stores here on this island. But before we can expand the plebeian workforce, we need to expand the Liberty workforce. So we were just going to create more tier 1 goods and offer them up to the Liberty. So we have plenty of porridge. We're going to need some more sardines. And as always, we're going to need more tunics and hats. Let's take a look at our agriculture. That means we will also need more oats, more hemp, and yes, more sheep as well. So we will make more of each farm type, run them up over here against our little mountainside, and that way when we make our aqueduct, which we're planning to start here, have loop through this little gap, and it's going to run right across here into town. We're going to move this bread maker just down a little bit when the time comes, and that way, in fact, you know what, we'll go ahead and slink it down just so it's not in our way when we need it. It's not going to affect anything else there. So yeah, right now we've got this going. We've got a sandal maker here. I am going to put in a couple more farms with the knowledge that we don't want to build too many. Once we have the aqueduct put in, their capacity is going to double, and we'll also need to expand all these fields to larger sizes. So really there's only room here for another oat farm, another hemp farm, and that's okay. That's all we need at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and put in the oat farm first, and as I said, we're not going to get too crazy about getting up against the mountains here. There's that. We're going to put in our additional hemp farm, and we will just fill in this available space with our pot. So there we go. And we will need more sheep as well. We've been putting these down here. That is not a big enough space to accommodate the fields. So I'm just going to go put them, we're going to put them up here. And again, we can move these later on when needed. So now we have plenty of sheep. And that means we can start building our housing headed this way. We are going to eventually make use of this mountain slot for some limestone, more than likely. But in the meantime, our town's definitely going to go this way. I envision us putting in the theater, and if we want to start going into tier 3 population stuff, more than that, we can do the baths and the forum in this area as well. And then the rest of this island is going to be all production for the most part, until the very late game where we might want to expand the town even more. For now, I'm going to close Valeria's offer. We'll answer her in a minute. Let's start making some new residences. Here we have our trees for our woodcutters. How much of that can I chop into? Maybe a little bit. So let's put a couple houses here, and I think that's as far as we're going to incur into our wooded areas for now. Yep. Okay. So this is actually going to be one long housing block. It's going to look a little funny because it's not the same. Well, you know what? We're going to follow the same block patterns all the way across, even though it's very small blocks. Roads in this game are super important. If you don't space them out appropriately, it's going to be hard to get your coverages to hit the right things. So even though these are smaller, these are going to be larger, and that way it keeps our grid flow going. Like I said, this is going to be a feeder island first and foremost. We just want things to be as efficient. Oh crap, I just did that, didn't I? Oh, nice job. Put that back, and we're going to copy this block. That's what we wanted to do, and just start dropping a few more of them here, and we're going to put some more up here. Shouldn't have canceled that one out. There, and right, these blocks are slightly larger because of the aqueduct, so take that out. Make a copy of you. Good stuff. So now I'm sure we need our tunics and our hats, and also one more porridge. The porridge can go anywhere. It doesn't have any area effect benefits, so it can just go down here in this space we're not using. And for the tunics, let's see who doesn't have coverage. Basically this whole area of town, which makes sense since I just built it. So tunics can go there. Hats can go right next to it, which is kind of our way. And we'll go ahead and run the road down, connect it up here. Awesome. So let's see how we're doing on our goods. Plenty of porridge still available. We need fish. Right, we need more sardines. We're almost up against our tunic and our hats once again. Sardines, of course. Can place pretty much as many of these as we want. We're going to go ahead and just have some surplus. Oh good, our superior happiness has improved our diplomatic relations with Lycia, which is good because we want to be very friendly with her. No doubt about that. These guys need a garage. Not garage, what the hell? Why did I just go British on that? That's really weird. I am not British at all. We're going to put this, it's kind of annoying it doesn't fit in this space, but we'll just slide that right there. That'll supply anything that's going to be on this side of our city. And we are going to go ahead, fill in a few more houses to put us up against our Liberty capacity. So there we go. How did we do? Getting closer, still not totally full. And our sheep will allow us to make one more hat. We would need to make one more hemp farm to keep up. Yes, correct. We may do that, because let's get as much of a tax base going here as possible. I hope there's enough room if we put these houses in here to have the aqueduct sneak in behind them. If not, we will just have to come back and destroy some, and that's okay. We have plenty of housing going on, so there's that. Fill in these houses, this block here, and we're going to go ahead and do another one. Actually, these blocks can go back to their... Of course, there's just that little jut out there. We'll deal with that. That's okay. You can be there. You can be there. And there. And now we're happy. I am sure we're past our productions. We have porridge. We have fish. I'm sure we need more tunics and hats. So one more hemp farm just to meet that demand. And then we'll be right as rain. For now, it's going to go here. It will be bulldozed when we have the aqueduct expansion happen, but that's still a while off, so we'll go ahead and fill this in. with our hemp. That's going to give us enough for another set of tunics. And now we're at the point where coverage is pretty total. This is a little bit spotty, so we're just going to put both of them, rather, up here. Because we just need the capacity. We don't necessarily need the area effects. We can move them over to the left when the time comes. And I think we're just going to keep going with our Liberty until the sardines are at the right spot, which is not going to be too much longer. So let's see. Let's do a single line housing block here. Now where are we at? Come on, update. Surely that's not still correct. We're going to turn up time just a little bit here. I guess it is. So we do still have room. We'll finish this housing block and then see where we are. Another annoying little spot there.
One of your cities is at risk of a great fire.
I am aware that our fire hazard is very high here, Ben. Thank you. Let's see where we're at. Okay, great. Now we're maximizing our Tier 1 production, which means we can change up more plebeians. Fire in the capital. Okay, that's not where I expected to see it. What's our coverage? Okay, yeah, there's nothing over there to stop that, and that's going to hurt a lot if we don't do something about it. So we're going to move in some more firefighters. Can we rotate our police to fit this? Is it a square building? It is a square building. Of course it is. Alright. We can maybe just slide it right there and that'll take care of things. We'll come back, check in on this a little bit later. Hopefully all will be well. That is a pretty significant burn happening, actually. You know what, just to make sure that things work out, we're going to switch the positioning around real quick so that we make sure we have all the coverage we need. And we'll come back to that. There, I'm sure, will be some ruins, but it won't burn down the whole freaking city. So, lesson being learned right then. We'll go ahead and slide another fire protector right there. With these dirt roads, the coverage is going to be bad. We're going to be having paved roads in not too long of a time, so I'm not going to stress too much unless another fire starts, and then I'll just quickly drop another one in. If that happens, I know we're still in the negative here. We're just going to roll the dice. Honestly, I think we can handle it, whatever comes. We now have the ability to put in a Medici, which we'll do, because that significantly helps the health of the populace. Again, until we have concrete streets, it's going to be a little bit weird as far as coverage. That's alright. How we doing on our fire? Still burning a little bit. We do need to rebuild a hemp farm, which we will do promptly. These are still in their cooldown. Looks like the fire is under control. Build this back up. That's going to heal. And these are still okay, even though they got burnt pretty badly, but they're going to recover. Good stuff. Okay, so we've maxed out our Liberty. We have plenty of ceiling for some more plebeians. Our plebeians are going to want to be near these two buildings, so let's just see where we're at with coverage. Plenty of coverage for the sanctuary. It's usually the Grammaticus that can be a little bit more spotty. Grammaticus is, yeah, right around there. Maybe we'll put another Grammaticus here, where we have this shortened block due to the olive oil. In fact, I think we are going to do that, because more knowledge coverage is never a bad thing. Take these guys out, and we'll just move them in line with existing housing blocks. Annoying. You can go there instead. And Grammaticus. Thank you. And we could slide in another sanctuary for more belief. The additional happiness is nice too. We will just go ahead and put it here. That's going to give us nearly full coverage on our sanctuaries, which is great. Alright, so without a doubt, these blocks here should be very happy to move up. Looks like they are, so we're going to move. They're too new. We'll just go ahead and get the ones that allow it to happen. This block is probably fine. Yep. You're going to be promoted. And how are we doing on our tier 2 resources? I'm sure we still have plenty of headroom. Yep. Plenty of headroom here, especially on the stuff that we're going to ship away. So we will go ahead and make some more. Looks like, of course, these guys here are going to be good. And yeah, there's just a little bit of spotty coverage. That's a weird one. Like, why is that? That should be able to get all the way down. Again, concrete streets are going to fix all of this. We're just going to make that little block. Plebeians. These are eventually going to want to move up now.
Quite impossible that you and I should sit down to discuss a treaty.
Okay, later. Later.
Fire has started
Actually,
in your city.
I'm sure it's just because I don't have very good Custodia coverage over here. That's exactly the case. We are going to move you down. Again, this angle thing starting to get on my nerves. Okay, fine game. You win. That goes there so I can get my sanctuary properly placed. And I can get my cops properly placed. That did pretty good benefit. Okay. So now we've built up the plebeian population. We still have plenty of bread, garum, soap. Soap is the one that I kind of want to make the run-up portion here, because making another pig farm creates other problems. There's our fire, right on time. Okay. Yeah, of course, because there's no help over there. We can cover these areas. Can't wait for paved roads. This will give us the most benefit right about here. Okay. Let me repair it. Good. Thank you. Alright. Are you guys ready to be promoted yet? What is market? Of course. That makes total sense. Yeah, you guys are way outside the range of both the tavern and the market. Did not consider that. Just not at the moment that I was thinking. That means these can go. You can open your doors right there, and you can open your doors right above it. Now we're going to see people be happier and ready to move up to plebeian status. We did just take out some Liberty housing. We can put some back in to compensate. We're starting to get a little tight on space. Again, with the road thing, fine. We'll do that. And I think we took out 6 houses, so we can put 4 more back. Good. Alright. Gonna move up to plebeians here in a minute. Okay, we have a request from the Empress. And let's see what she wants us to do.
Capable hands.
Okay, she wants some soldiers, which is not a typical request from her. But it does happen from time to time, and it's something that we can deliver on. It won't take us that long to build the infrastructure for archers. We need a barracks. We need some wood. We need to get our iron chain set up. I think that's something that we can do within an hour and a half of game time without any issue. I'm going to accept this. Keep in mind there are penalties to if you decline it now, you'll lose 5 reputation. If you accept it and then fail, as you can see in that second tooltip, you'll lose 10 reputation. So you do want to make sure that you can deliver before you accept this just willy-nilly. I'm confident we can. So I'm going to accept
Next
it,
petition.
and I'm going to make sure that I have to keep looking at it all the time to remind myself to go do it. Slow down time to a play. Alright. So before we got interrupted by that, we were looking at how many more plebeians we can make. And it looks like we can at least upgrade another block, maybe 2 blocks, before we hit our soap limit. This is going to be probably a great candidate. Yep, that whole block is covered. And this whole block is covered, and I'm sure this whole block is... Yeah, I think if we upgrade these blocks, got that little guy, this block here, we'll probably... just barely overran it. Okay, and that's enough of a sliver that I don't want to leave it. So we're just going to... If you hold Alt, if you have upgrade selected and you hold Alt, it'll downgrade. I think if we downgrade just those 2 houses... Yep. Okay, we are even. So yeah, I don't want to make more pigs to have to make more soap. So we are done building up the population on this island. We'll eventually be back to upgrade the streets so that everything just has better coverage, especially our fire control, which at the moment, I will admit, not the best. Certainly not laid out the best. That's okay. For now, we're alright. Just to get Valeria out of the way here. You know what? Before I get into all this, I'm going to put a cut in because we're at about 20 minutes here. So this is Tater for Dire Strats Gaming signing off, and we'll bring you episode 7 shortly. So hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.